speak experience. This is Wyatt.
I'm Oscar.
And I'm Jesse.
Moen.
And I'm Frau Bowman.
Alright, sounds good. So, today we're going to be talking about the German 2, 5th hour. So, I gotta admit, pretty funny class, favorite class of the day. Yeah.
I miss it dearly.
Yeah, so let's do a little... let's just introduce the class by talking about the first day of school. So, do y'all have any stories about the first day of German 2?
I sat next to Oscar and Logan and said Frau Bowman looks like that one girl from Ratatouille.
Is that an insult or a compliment?
Do I need to?
I need to see a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
like
how this all kind of starts is just from the moment, from day one, we knew that this was going to be somewhat entertaining, but we just didn't know what kind of hijinks we'd be getting up to later on.
Mm-hmm. I remember you, Jesse, on day one, interrupting me and going, wait, so are you going to do this every day? And I had to shut it down. I don't remember what I said, but I just remember being like,
Here, Ben, can you put in the picture of the girl from Ratatouille right here? We won't go too crazy on the editing.
Okay, I'm offended. Like, I don't look like that.
I wouldn't say... I kind of see it.
I mean,
No,
yeah, I see it.
I don't, like, her face goes like this in the picture, and it's just like her chin goes
But
up,
I have a large chin.
but
It's okay.
she doesn't.
I'd say it's more the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes on the character.
I wasn't paying attention
Let's move on.
I wasn't
Okay.
paying attention to
Let's move on.
details.
My
So,
story from the first day of school is Frau Bowman came up to me and said, "Hi, Oscar. I bet you we're gonna be great friends."
Oscar.
And that's how my 5th hour started, and me and my favorite class of the day. So,
Don't you bang the table.
oops.
You had one job.
Anyways, yeah. So, now let's introduce the characters of the story of our 5th hour. Let's start out with a couple stories from Owen. So,
Can you explain your
personality. What do you like, Owen?
Ooh.
I'm very lazy.
Alright.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
did-
why you
I did
are
There's
not-
some
in
pretty
class anymore.
crazy hijinks that Owen has pulled in the past. Anything from laxatives to...
Oh. Oh. So, at the beginning of the year, I had some issues with internal bleeding, and I was prescribed laxatives.
Wait, back up. Why did you have the internal bleeding? That's important to know.
It's we don't know. We still don't know.
Do the noise.
It's just over.
It's because he makes this noise.
It's not because.
Do the noise.
Okay, it's not because of the noise, but they said it's possible that like I coughed so much I tore something, but so I was prescribed laxatives. So like there was like it was only like 3 times a day, but there's times I was like
Only 3 times a day. Okay, keep going.
in the school day. At home it's like 12.
It's like-
Laxatives, okay.
And that right there, that little coughing laugh is like...
That's why he has internal bleeding.
That is his signature...
So we're gonna talk about it.
So anyways, Owen has been taking these laxatives at the start of the year, and one day we had a fire drill.
And I just haven't like Weston pulled out a parking sign out from the ground.
Wait. Let me as the adult say what happened. Okay? So you are in the back of the room going, "Ugh," whatever you're doing, right? Then the fire alarm goes off and I'm like, ah! And we run outside. And I had to deal with Weston, who was physically removing the parking sign out of the ground.
Weston
Okay?
is someone that we'll talk about later.
Exactly. Then I'm trying to deal with that. Then you come over to me saying, Frau Bowman, I need to go to the restroom. And I also knew that you had said that there were laxatives involved. But I
I just in the drill. It was something went wrong in the journalist hallway, like some sparks.
Yes.
So this could have been actual fire.
It wasn't, okay, so everybody's outside, and I know I'm supposed to keep my kids outside. Do not send them in. But I also know this kid is going to have an issue.
Honestly,
There was a trash can.
I could have gone to my sister's car and
There
like
wa-
the
there-
bag.
There was a trash can next to us.
And
So
I
is that
just,
option?
one of my favorite memories from my career is watching, like, sending you back into the building, and everybody, like, saying to me, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, took laxatives.
Not to mention-
Okay,
So
so
from
going
me-
on. So going on.
So I went to
Owen-
the building.
Owen,
do
Owen
what
was
is
like,
this?
I gotta go. So he walks back into the building, right? We watch him. Everyone's kind of laughing
Me
and
and
joking
Oscar
around
point of
us. And then we could look over to our left because we're on the right side of the parking lot.
Oh, right.
The entirety of the parking lot of students is going back.
Going back inside
And
when
it's
they
like
shouldn't
it's freezing and it's like drizzling a little. It's super cold outside.
So everybody's going back inside in the middle
because they
of a
follow Owen.
So imagine roughly
Hundreds.
Like
hundreds
200
of kids, just a mass, going back inside because of one kid.
And I
We're
had to
not
stand there
supposed
like,
to go back.
no, false alarm.
in the middle of a possible fire. This
Yes.
was not a drill. This is like people thought that a real fire was going.
Yo, I'd rather burn alive than not use that restroom though.
Anyways, so
I was in desperation. Laxatives.
more recently, Owen lost his finger,
Well, part of his finger.
part
of
of
my
his
finger.
finger in a
Being smart. Being
He
Woodwork.
smart.
will, he will not have a
accident.
fingernail anymore.
No, I probably will, but it's just gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Owen's got some nubs. Anyways,
I'm a
Owen-
stubby boy.
Could you explain what happened?
So, my brilliant self was using what's called a wood joiner. Ben can pull a photo up of that.
Mhm.
And, I was pushing it through this.
What class is this?
This is
Woodworking?
woodworking.
And wasn't woodworking the only class you had an A in?
Actually, this semester, I had 3 A's.
But I mean,
Oh.
last semester was that the only?
That was the only class I had an A in last semester. But I had all B's,
Okay.
so we're good. Except for this
Continue.
class.
Which normally isn't a good.
Yeah. And so I'm pushing it through, but instead of using a pushy stick, I was pushing the wood, and my finger was like on the bottom of the machine, and it was pushing the wood through, and I just felt like, I saw it go in. I'm like, oh, I pulled my finger back, but then I realized I felt 3 taps on my finger. I didn't really feel any pain, but I knew it cut me, so I lifted it back behind my head, turned the machine off, pushed the piece of wood through. I just yelled the teacher's name, and I really didn't think. I just thought it just jabbed me, so I was just running to the nurse office, and I was running down the social studies hallway, and by the time I got to the social studies hallway, I hadn't really felt any pain. So then I looked at my finger, and I kind of felt a lot of pain, like a lot of pain.
Like visual pain or just
Like
pain in your
pain. I don't even remember what happens after that pain.
Oh my god.
And I just remember apologizing to the teacher in the nurse office as I'm bleeding all over the place. And
The nurse's office is all on the other side of the building. by
yeah,
the way.
I had to run across the building with like blood dripping out of my hands. I felt bad for the custodians. But I do remember painkillers.
Anyways, so Owen was brought to the hospital after that. He was put on painkillers, and he was out of school for about a week.
Yeah.
It was great.
But he's back now with a little thing on his finger.
Little
So
finger.
unfortunately, Owen had to leave German
After first semester.
after first semester.
We didn't find out until, 5 days before we came back?
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Dr. Havener was like, because you did not pass your semester.
If I recall, the reason why you're not coming back is something you said before, being lazy and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. And I also missed 12 days.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Owen is dearly missed. He's arguably one of the favorite students, and he still sometimes comes in during his lunch period.
Yeah,
which is
because
very
Oscar
nice.
begs.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Frau.
Oh.
So, Frau, what were you doing before you started teaching here?
At this school?
Yeah.
I was at North. Like North Middle School.
Before you came to
Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh, before I came to Missouri, I was in grad school at Mizzou. What
We
do
should
you
have, like,
want
a
to...
story of your life.
You want the whole story? There's
Yes,
not enough
yes.
time.
Brief.
Synopsis.
So, okay,
You were in South
South
Africa.
Africa, and I was 16, and I went to Germany for a year, and then I went back home, and I wanted to go someplace where they spoke English, so I ended up in Missouri. Yeah.
So, being from South Africa, you've had some interesting encounters with different animals, I'd assume. Didn't you do something about riding ostriches?
Why are we talking about this now?
Because
What?
it's funny.
Okay.
Wait, you rode
It's not
ostriches?
funny, it's sad.
It's
Why is it
that
sad?
you rode ostriches?
No! What? The end of that story's sad.
What?
What?
The
Huh?
ostrich story?
Oh, that was a
No.
lie. Are you talking about my pet ostrich? I lied.
You can ride an ostrich?
Yeah, I've done it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a horse? It's like a horse, but like.
It's more like one of those. Remember in Jurassic Park, the little things that go. Those things. It's more like those. Like you have to sit on like it has like a hump almost. You have to sit on the hump and then hold it underneath the wings. Like hold it tight underneath
Ben,
the
put in
wings.
an image of riding ostriches.
It's actually.
Minute, Chucky's nog geen afval nie. Daar begin die video nou eens.
Hou die voeten bij elkaar.
Woo!
Gelijk wel. Yes, rij om.
Hoe was dit? Are you shaking?
Only a thing like back home, like we have like ostrich races too.
That's crazy.
So it's like horse
That
races.
is very
it's like
crazy.
horse races in Kentucky, but
Yeah, but it's not that fancy. It's just like fun, you know, like look at the
Oh.
tourists racing like that.
That's funny.
that's crazy.
It's, oh.
I don't know.
Anyways, so yeah. Any
So
other
then,
things?
so then, I never wanted to be a teacher. I never wanted to be a teacher. Are we surprised?
Something tells me you
A little bit.
still don't want to be a teacher.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Frau is leaving the school at the end of this year. So
Yeah.
You should
It's
move to
alright.
somewhere far away so we can have an awesome road trip to wherever you go.
Who says I want to hang out with you when I'm done here?
Well, I'm not hanging out with you. I'm visiting you because Oscar's gonna beg me to come there. Okay.
That's so true. It's so true.
Frau will be going on the Greece and Italy trip
I
if
will.
you do attend that.
Yes, and I'm very excited to
I
do
mean,
that.
I would totally take an ace Italian, mainly just because I've been to Hill so many times.
And an ace Italian?
I would ace Italian like the class.
The language?
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
it would I would totally take that language over German. No offense, but like,
No,
dude,
I'm
Italian
taking-
people are dope. and they're
anyways,
funny,
let's
man.
move on. Any other-
Jesse.
Oh, this is gonna be an.
So Jesse is also very cherished in our class. He is known for his whack. He's known for his. Frau just hit her head on the cabinet.
Okay, I'm fine.
Frau is known for his, or no.
Frau is known.
Jesse
for
is known as
He's
A
known for
creature.
his wacky and quirky behaviors, such as like bringing oranges to class every day.
I have 3 in the booth right now.
Yeah, there's three sitting in the closet with us. He plays the
Oi, no.
don't touch the mic with the oranges. Anyways, he plays banjo. He really likes foxes. Like he has a lot of pictures of foxes. I'm
Can you
concerned
just
about
like do like a really quick like 1-frame slideshow of just like 30
Don't you have that? Just send that to Ben, bro.
Anyways, and he also rides ostrich. No.
He also rides foxes.
No,
He's a foxy boy.
What I'm trying to say
Foxes.
is he hunts children.
Ah, yes, the Kinderjagen.
Yeah.
Go back to that. Why did you decide to? I want to know why
So
you put Kinderjagen.
Wait,
in-
before we do that, let's establish some context.
Don't bump that again. I'm gonna do it one more time just so we can see.
What?
He bumped it back and it like went forward like Indiana Jones.
Oh God, please no. Okay.
All right, let's not mess with the stuff in the closet. Anyways, so what was the context to Kinderjagen?
Kinderjagen. So it was the beginning of the year, and she says, speaking, I grade on, I
Sport.
believe, sports.
Mhm.
Yes, and I don't like sports in general. I understand why they exist and that people really enjoy them, but I don't. And so I was thinking, what's something that I can make people smile and laugh about, and it'd still be considered a sport? I was like, oh, hunting, but I don't like killing things. I don't like children. Put the two of them together. Kinderjagen.
So the joke is that he hunts children. Every time we have a speaking or anything exam, pretty much, he just talks about how he hunts children. Anyways,
And-
we're gonna talk
It's
about that
kind
later.
of gotten to the point to where, like, I was going to do a normal project, but my group decided that I must be talking about Kinderjagen. Like, the last one I did, he decided, no, I got this. And he read out the whole script about getting ready to go to child hunting. We wound up throwing out all but that last bit. You remember that, right?
I
Where you
blocked,
throw
I
the
blocked it out.
bulma at the.
Why isn't Ryder here right now? This would be 10 times like better if Ryder here.
Oh,
were here,
no,
you know?
that would be 10 times louder.
I know exactly.
We're gonna talk about him next. Anyways, so what were you gonna ask about Kinderjugendfrau?
No, he explained. I just wanted to know like what prompted him to. I thought it was funny. Like he made the video and I actually showed it to my AP kids too. How you like tripped a kid in your video, and it was just awkward and I love it.
Also, not to mention...
When is open season for Kindergarten?
Whenever
Fall.
school starts.
Fall, okay.
Whenever school starts.
I would think it's either the summer or like the
Well,
winter
summer
whenever
too
they're
peop-
all playing in the snow. Like dressed
So
up in
summer
all
there's
white.
too many people out. The winter, if you knock someone down, you'll see they're like most of the time people are wearing darker colors. It contrasts with the snow too much.
Ah.
Fall, it's still warm out and Halloween's in there. And then when we go into spring,
Halloween's like the best time because like people just think it's fake blood and fake
out in
bodies.
the- yeah,
Wait, did you go trick or treating this year? Like last
no
year?
comment.
Oh.
We're gonna move on from that. Anyways, Jesse likes bringing oranges to every class.
There's
I
three
love
Lots
it.
Kinda
of
cool.
oranges.
I always have at least 3 on me, and if I haven't, I've eaten them. I generally have 4-ish a day, and some people say that's too much. I disagree.
We
I
should
don't even
see in
have-
the yearbook. We
I don't even
should-
have 4
we
different
should
fruits
say
a
like
day.
you're least
I don't
likely
even-
to get scurvy.
Besides, oh my goodness, bro.
So now we're gonna
Jesse,
move
have
on
you
to-
ever bought out the cafeteria of oranges?
Yes. More than once. But it wasn't in all
Jesse.
in one
There's like
time.
100 oranges.
Yeah, it wasn't
That's
all
a
at
lot
one
of
time. That was
oranges.
just the number a day. I mean, last Friday, there was only 6 oranges left in the whole cafeteria.
Huh.
And I asked if they had any more in the back, and they said no. And the fruit guy who delivers the stuff also like
Is your
brings in
cousin?
juices. That would be way more entertaining, but no.
Do you only eat oranges or do you like other fruit also?
I'll take other fruit, but generally, yeah, it's just the
Like,
oranges.
What is it
Like,
about the
uh,
orange that you love so much?
Peeling them and
Oh,
being what?
That's
That
like
sounds
that's
really...
like the least like just
That's
skinning
your-
things alive. Okay, that Ramsey Bolton.
For those of you who don't know, that's a Game of Thrones reference.
The worst part is I don't really understand most of these little
He's got the hair and eyes
jokes
too.
and stuff that they make because I don't watch TV or movies.
And you don't
or,
have a phone.
like my phone
He
sort
has
of
a
works,
phone, it's
but I
just-
don't
it-
use Twitter.
it's
I
a
don't
tool.
use-
It's
yeah.
more like a walking.
It's a
telephone.
dark web thing.
He kind of just brings
What?
around a wireless telephone everywhere.
Oh,
Anyways, now we're gonna what?
I didn't even know about that. The wireless telephone.
Oh no, that was a metaphor.
Oh,
Sorry.
speaking of wireless
Uh,
telephones, we
So
have.
now we're
two
gonna
of those.
talk about Ryder. Ryder is the
Oh,
third,
linguistic
the
human
third
being.
star in the Holy
Ryder
Trinity of
had
our
it.
German
Just in
class.
case you don't know, Ryder has ADHD, which is a pretty much.
And
For some reason, when he takes his medicine, he actually becomes more energetic.
Ryder is extremely hyper, and that definitely shows in our class. Some of the things that he's done is been one out of the only 2 people that have gotten detention in this class. Owen's the
Yay!
other
And
person.
Rob Bowman didn't even do it to us. It was a sub.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
And that sub's him rather like 12 detentions.
Don't
Yeah.
say the sub's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Mrs.
Mrs. Sub.
Miss Sub.
Miss Sub, yeah.
We'll refer to her as Miss Sub from now on. Miss Sub. So Ryder one day, and Owen. Of course, Owen. This was first semester, right? First time seeing this sub.
First time Frau
in this
Bowman
class,
wasn't
because
here.
it was like the first time Frau has been out of the classroom.
It was like 3 weeks into school, too.
Yeah. Ryder forgot, keyword forgot, to take his medication, and that definitely showed that day. Ryder physically did not calm down, and he, on account,
I think that he was just playing music.
oh no, that was a few days ago.
Oh.
He necessarily went very hyper, and then Owen only helped it by
Fueling it.
he fueled Ryder's energy.
Basically, what just happened is everybody was just like talking while the teacher was talking, but like it was funny though. It wasn't just like chatting. It was like adding
It was
into the
distracting, but it was entertaining.
You see,
Yeah.
there's
Which
only
is the
like,
best kind of
the
distraction.
ratio of boys to girls in our class is like 3 to 1. There are way more boys in our class.
There are
Yeah.
three
But I swear, the
there
girls are like
three
the
girls.
quietest. Yeah, the girls in this class are like the quietest, sweetest, like nicest people in our grade,
Mhm.
and they're stuck with us. And I felt
Well, and I am like, oh, I'm a woman also,
Yeah.
and I saw the list, and I'm like, I'm gonna hate this fifth hour. I really did. I was like, I'm gonna hate a group of freshman boys. It's gonna be so obnoxious. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
it is the truth.
It
The
is, yeah.
obnoxious was the fun part.
Well, but like, I think what makes fifth hour special is that it's obnoxious, but it's entertaining,
It's
and it's
done
like,
right.
and it, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not like you can't teach. I think that I've honestly learned more from this class than my last year.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
But then again, that was because
Um,
I personally had the nightmare class, quote unquote, which was essentially like this hour, but instead of it being charming and funny, it was just
Demonic.
You guys got all the IC kids in
It's
that
just
class.
chaos.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I got the mistakes.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Since I am a very, I think I'm chill, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Teacher and I'm a
Yes.
woman. What makes you think, why do kids, like, get along with me? Because I don't get it. I don't
Because
understand.
other teachers just like tell us to shut up and cut the crap whenever we act the way that
You
we do
laugh.
in real class.
Her
But,
marriage
like,
school would send
Oh.
us.
You
You're
go
like,
along
you're
with
like
it.
you're like a kid in the class.
Like honestly, like the class that we had with Miss pretty standard
Mhm.
class for your
I mean-
standards, but like to her, I guess she just wasn't up for that.
Ben, cut out that name. Thanks, Ben.
Oh, sorry, Miss Sub.
What kind of sub?
Her marriage school was like very nice, but I don't think he was not very playful. Like compared to you, compared to him, you're like a 10. He's like a 7 on playfulness, or not
So-
even 7. He's like a 4.
Another thing that I personally have is you talk to me as if I'm just another person that's like on the same level as you. Sometimes. And
What is that supposed to
I thought he was gonna say lesser level than you.
no. Okay, I'm
I was
dumb,
like,
but
I'm
not
like,
that
wow,
dumb.
this is the first time Jesse's made sense, and he's like, same person. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, my philosophy in life is just, and to anybody else listening, I feel like if you meet someone, just treat them as a person, and then you can decide whether you like them. Oh.
This is take 2
Frau
of
Hit-
the Attack of the Cabinet.
Frau Hooter
Cabinet
in the
corner.
cabinet
This
again.
is the second time.
Do you want to like move your chair? Anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, and that's it. And I think a lot of the times teachers get, they look at kids as having nothing to offer, like you have to just like, you have this amount of information, you need to get it in their heads by the end of May, and that's kind of the whole goal. But then you lose getting to meet people, and I honestly think, like, I have so much fun during my day because I make it fun. Like,
And we do
I-
too.
yeah.
Anyways, that was a nice little interlude. Anyways, back
Interlude.
to Ryder. He recently got
Oh,
into
God.
a golf cart crash.
Really?
And the golf cart is totaled. He has to pay $300, which is an unfair price.
Because while it was written down in paper that it was totaled, it could still drive.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So,
Why did you say that like Dr.
I'm going to
Strange?
see if we can get a link to the
Sherlock Holmes.
GoFundMe into the description. Please help Ryder pay for his injuries.
Also, Ryder technically does not have to pay it, and they cannot sue him for it. Although he's set to try for the golf team, which is
He's
why
in
I-
big trouble. Anyways, so let's move on to Weston, which is another star of the show, not with us
Yeesh,
today.
Oh.
Weston.
Is Weston the one with the voice that
You don't know
sounds-
who Weston is?
See,
What did you just?
The Asian.
He's not Asian, but
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I
Help
think
me.
you might want to edit that out.
Ben,
Edit
edit.
that out.
Ben, edit,
Thank
please.
you.
Thanks, Ben. Ben, thank you. I said Ben.
Going back to Weston, he's our nice, either Iowa or Idaho. Somewhere in the
Ohio.
sort of Midwest corner.
It's
That's
definitely
Iowa.
It's
Iowa.
Iowa.
Either
Corn.
way, he's got a really unique accent when he talks.
Not really.
I can do it. I can
it's
do
not,
it.
It's not.
Hey, Frau Bowman.
Like
that.
that sounds like Peter. Anyways,
Throughout the beginning, start of the year,
Mhm.
Bowman just made him say words that made she thought that would be kind of neat.
An example of this was she put a sentence up on the wall and goes,
First,
"What?"
this was the second day of school.
She Weston has a very Midwestern, sort of Nebraska-ish accent that's...
And haircut.
Yeah. Anyways, so she wrote a sentence up on the board that says, meine Mutter liebt Butter, which means my mother loves butter.
And this is how he pronounced it. Meine Mutter liebt butter.
In the middle of German class, you're expected to say it with German-ish accent. It was so funny.
Meine Mutter liebt Butter.
Yeah. I wish that we had some guest stars on the show, namely Ryder and Weston.
But maybe a picture of them at least, you know.
Yeah, we can
see that.
We can have
board.
like the photo of the ramen party be the
yes.
That was the greatest day
be
of
the
our
thumbnail.
class.
Anyways, next we talk about Oscar. Oscar, do you have any funny stories about yourself?
Oh, me.
Okay, that's it.
Wait, we
now.
FaceTimed you one time.
Yeah, I was out, right? I was really sick.
You were not sick. You had some.
Oh yeah, I was
event.
at a funeral.
Oh.
He was at a funeral. That's what it was.
Yeah,
And
my
I was
dad
at a
died.
funeral,
Sick
and I was like,
sad.
"Damn, I'm really gonna miss German class today." It was a quiz. I aced it, by the way.
Good job, Oscar.
It was I was at a funeral, so I FaceTimed the class, and
No, we FaceTimed
yeah,
you.
Owen. Wait, was it Owen or why?
Right.
I couldn't FaceTime at the time, so.
Why FaceTimed you?
Me. You.
FaceTime me.
Me isn't you.
Yeah, and there I was in my suit, standing there, talking to Frau for like a good 5 minutes.
During the
Yeah.
funeral reception. No less.
During the funeral reception, it was after the funeral, but it was during like the after party.
Could have been so funny. Funeral.
We were like celebrating who had passed.
Who would pass?
My great aunt.
That's sad.
I'm so
Rest
sorry
in
for you.
pieces.
Rest in peace. Going forward,
Back
now
in
we're
that-
going to talk about funny things that happen to tests. We only have like 20 minutes left, so just keep that in mind. So, the main humor comes from the speaking assessments
Oh
that
my
we
God.
do.
Oh god.
So, first, let me just go over the rules of speaking assessments. What'll happen is,
Actually, no. Let Frau Bowman go over the rules
Yeah.
of speaking assessment.
like,
What?
whenever we all speak German.
Well, like, what are the rules of what you can do during a speaking
Not
assessment?
speak English. What else? I mean. I don't-
Basically, what happens is Frau gives a countdown, and then we have
Oh right. Yes.
Yeah. Frau gives us questions, and we all have to have a conversation, but in German. This is easier for some people than others. So,
Nice sneeze, Jesse.
So, whenever I say less than others, no offense, Jesse and Owen, but I'm kind of referring to y'all.
And get.
Another statement.
You should good guess in my own.
Oh, I,
Oh yeah.
So, let's go over that.
So, me and Gail made this terrible presentation, but the one sentence I got right was, you should guess in my own.
it's still not right.
Okay, I ate my dog.
That means I ate my dog.
And
In German.
everyone was like, "Oh, everyone was just like not having. Oh, that means he ate his dog." I'm like, "Yeah, I had a weekend in Vietnam, you know."
Yeah. This
Oh
is also
my
this one's
God.
down. This one's down in my book as the best German day ever. Owen just went off on everything that he could possibly say.
His entire speech was in very broken German, and then he says this one thing that's like mildly correct. He says, "Ich gegessen mein Hund." I ate my dog, and just when asked,
And then after that, we were talking, and this like the prompt was, "What did you do over the weekend? How did your weekend go, etc." Owen decided to make his prompt off of, "I had a weekend in Vietnam."
so that's kind of messed up. Okay, going forward, there's some other stuff. Who's what?
Ramen.
Yeah, that's last. Anyways, who said Ich mag Weston?
That was me
That was
and
Owen.
Oscar.
Me and Owen. Were you in that group?
No, it
No.
was like us and
Weston.
Weston.
yeah, Weston wasn't in the group.
Okay.
Might have been Peter.
I don't know.
Yes,
Well,
might have been Sam.
I got neglected from your group, and then I ran out the hallway because
I don't remember my
no,
group for the
you
assignment.
were with Greta and you, Adam, and Greta, and you said no, you're not in our
Yeah.
group. So I went back in. I said I got neglected again for Al, and she's like, okay, you can go be with Oscar's group, fine. And I just screamed, oh, Oscar!
I was down the hall by the French room, by the way.
And all the world language teachers are heard me scream that in the hallway.
Anyways.
So going on. Owen came over, and this was like something to talk about, like, love life. You're supposed to make like some romantic script and then present it in front of the class. Me and Owen and the rest of our group completely forgot what the word to love means, and it's Liebe.
I just said Mog
Liebe.
Mog.
And so we decided to just say like as in like.
Mog Mog.
And going back to the character of Weston, Owen, I'm pretty sure, fell in love with Weston's accent at the beginning of the year.
It was so funny. It was the funniest thing I think I'd ever heard.
Y'all don't.
And then we went on,
It's okay,
He
Jesse.
said y'all.
and our main part of our script was Owen looking over at Weston, pointing at him, and saying, "Ish Mog Weston."
That's
But he pronounced it Weston.
Let's continue.
Or not.
Some other stuff is, who said Sam gefällt mir?
Not me.
Was
That
that-
sounds way
I
too
think that
good.
was I think that was Vince.
No, it was Ryder.
No, I think it was Vince.
Sam pleases me. Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, as in
No, it
Sam
wasn't
Sperry.
Sam. Somebody said that to Sam. We were doing a.
Who's Sam?
Sam
Oh.
Sperry.
Oh.
He looked like Alvin the
Sam's
Chipmunk.
the super curly head, right?
Yeah.
Not this curly head, but the other.
The other one.
He looks
He-
like flat.
He looks like all of the
Dash
Alvin and
from
the Chipmunks.
Incredibles.
He looks like that.
Anyways, yeah, we were doing something.
Looks like a small Johnny
Learning like words with different with odd conjugations. Gefallen is one of them, which means to please.
Uh-huh.
So we were doing this thing, and I think that somebody got the word mixed up for somebody else and meant to like Sam called me. It might have been something else then.
Yeah.
And instead he said gefallen, which means to please. So he
Please.
was like,
Sam
Sam
gefallen
gefallen me. In the middle of the speaking exam.
Frog Owen's face was just.
Yeah. That's my face most of the time.
Yeah, it's
in
fine.
fifth hour.
And
And
still,
then,
still better than Ryder's gas moment.
Yeah, and then now Ryder said that a lot for the rest of first semester.
So, I need to explain story. So, this is some random day.
Is it bad? Hold on.
It
is
is-
it bad, Owen?
It is like the worst.
Is it?
We
like,
might edit it out. I'll tell it real quick. So, Jesse.
Was it the thing that
it
Vince
was
said?
the day of the children hunting, like Jesse's children hunting meditation, and Ryder's like, Owen farts in a chamber that Jesse stuffs children into, and they light that chamber on fire. and then
Oh God.
and he's like, and they put the children there, and I just said, for like 30 seconds, the whole class was just all just like silent laughter of shame.
As we are doing right now. Oh my god. Edit that out, Ben. Edit it all out.
Alright, whatever. We can go for another 15 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then finally the pinnacle of inside jokes for the speaking exam from Owen. Bobo Tanzen.
Bobo Tanzen.
We were asking about stories from previous years from Frau Bowman, and she said, "Well, one of my students every year just walked in the room and screamed." Bobo Tanzen.
Bobo Tanzen.
Boba Thompson
Yeah, he would
means
walk-
butt dance.
Yeah, he would walk
As in
in
twerking.
backwards into my room. Like you would see his butt first before you saw his face. And then and it was 7th hour and it was the hour from hell. Honestly, I thought someone was like playing a prank on me, like with all the kids in that hour. And so he would come in and then just go, Popo Tanzen, yeah. And then so I told the story and
Austin Power style.
yeah.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
not.
and now Owen adopted this trait. and
Bobo Tanzen.
in the short time that he was here, he said
Oh,
that.
let's not forget about the story of the Play-Doh constructions in that class.
I
Oh.
don't
What?
know about that.
Okay, Ben, you're just gonna edit out the next thing.
No,
No, just don't talk about it.
Yeah,
Just-
that's fine.
I don't want to
Yeah.
hurt Ben too much. Anyways, now let's talk about some
Test answers.
yeah, weird test answers that you've
These
gotten.
nuts.
Over and over again.
Actually, that was Gabe
Ah.
Gabe.
Did you know?
Gabe.
Dodson.
Oh,
That Gabe
Gabe.
Dodson.
This
Yeah.
Oh.
Gabe Dodson,
That's
yes.
hilarious.
Gabe Johnson, the main host of Missouri Traffic Experience, apparently wrote these nuts on all of his tests. He
All of them.
sacrificed one answer to D's nuts.
Yeah, and actually he's the day the vocab quiz, he took the vocab quiz and he came up and he gave me the paper and I'm like, oh, you're done? He's like, oh wait, I'm not quite done. He goes back, erases something, and then writes G's nuts, and then turns it in, and then missed a point because he chose to write D's nuts. And he goes, what? I have to now. Like it's a thing now. So
Didn't you get Jesus as one of your answers?
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus
I wrote
is
that-
always right.
Okay, in like the 5th grade, I was like stunted on Mr. Krenna's like, it's like what is the combination? It was like some weird multiplication thing. I said Jesus is always the answer. Mr. Krenna, Mr. Krenna literally wrote, "Not on this test." It gave me a 0.
some test answers that I've got. I mean, there's just been so many.
That's fair. Do you have a favorite? We can go over that real quick.
I do not. I will say grading is like my least favorite thing to do. It's my
So,
least
for me,
favorite.
Does
pretty
this
simple.
kind
You
of
should
thing
the first
just
line
give you a
decide
little
on
bit
that.
of a smile on some of these chores?
What did you say? What?
So does this kind of thing give you a little bit of a smile on those chores?
Like if it's like I mean if it's genuinely funny, yeah. But I mean like if something funny sticks out, then it sticks out because everything is just so dry. You know, you sit there for an hour and it's like you grade there, and then you get to one paper and it's like Kinderjagen and you're like, ooh, ooh, it's something fun. But
That's
I
fine.
don't.
I threw up on
Kinderjagen
Morgan.
something fun?
No, just different from like
Yeah.
the
The
normal.
grind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, remember when Jesse kept trying to blame all his wrong answers on Pharrell?
Oh, and then we had like a full-on fight.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember this.
I remember this. I remember this happening.
It was like you did really bad on a test, and you were like, "I didn't fail to study. You just failed to teach me," or something.
or
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Excuse me, what?"
I don't remember this.
I remember.
You blocked it out. Yeah, didn't I bring up the oranges too at that moment? Didn't I say something like, "Well, you were over there eating oranges"? Like,
And
I don't remember this.
see, I can eat an orange
It
while
could have been
listening
on, like-
to you right now, right?
It could have been on like a reality show. It was just very surreal to me, but
and
interesting.
cringy. Yeah, that's.
yeah, every time I've seen someone try stepping up to the teacher, it's just failed miserably. Like there was this one kid in my algebra last year that was like, when am I ever going to use this? And then she was like, you know when you're going to use this? On the ACT whenever you try to get into college.
Oh.
I had an argument with a teacher today because I was telling a student not to call me something because I dropped my pencil, and I was in trouble and I was 100% not in the wrong, but I still knew that if I could argue this out, I wouldn't have to learn today. So that's what I did, and little did I know that teacher may have thought they won. They didn't.
Owen's not the brightest whenever it comes to knowledge.
I'm the
but
brightest when it comes to
They
he's
may
the
have won the
pinnacle.
battle, but they
He is
didn't win the
pinnacle
war.
of wisdom.
Just depends on what kind.
Yeah, like
If you want to learn how to be lazy, I'm the master.
life sort of things.
I lost my finger for this reason, so I don't have to do housework.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not that dumb.
Okay, I was like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, I did lose my finger, but not.
It's just an added benefit.
It's that benefit, you know. I still block my dog and it sucks.
And then videos that we've had. Some of the assessments that we do are video assessments where we record a video and then Frau plays it for the class. Do any of y'all have funny stories relating to videos aside from Kinderjagen?
You smoked my
One time I walked in the room, right? It was after
Oh my
talking with a
God.
friend.
I remember.
Most of you probably know him if you listen. Had a video of kinder class and another kid in the school named and most of you would
Is
know
it the
Jack.
Musically?
I don't know.
Yes. If you don't know what Musically is, Musically was the TikTok before TikTok.
And they're both
Do
shirtless.
you mind explaining either of those?
Everybody knows it.
Everybody.
Are we
knows
still
what-
airing? Are we
I
still
have
live?
nobody.
It's
Okay.
okay, Jesse.
We're still airing, right?
Yes.
Dude, and they're both shirtless. That was so funny.
So I come into it and say, "Yo, Fry, you want to see a video of Logan?" Logan was sitting there. He knew exactly what I was talking
Logan
about.
is very chill, like doesn't let anything get to him.
Yeah.
He
I think
doesn't really show
Logan
much
has spoken
emotion,
roughly 10
but-
times this entire year.
Yeah.
very quiet, but he's still kind of a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, Frau, check this out. I airplay it. And it's a video of both sitting next to each other on the couch, and they're butt, like they're pretty much
Don't
don't
say
have a
butt
shirt.
naked, please,
They,
God.
really- they don't have shirts on, and they're singing this like song about tequila, and
Oh my God.
it is a
Well, and
black and
I
white
need to to anybody like the police listening. I need to just like clarify because it's like it sounds very wrong now. When Oscar walked in and said, "Do you want to see this video?" I did not expect to see what I was about to see. I said, "Okay," thinking it was gonna be funny, like a skateboarding video or whatever. Like I don't know. And so, but then I saw that, and I look over. I look over at Logan. I'd never seen anyone be that embarrassed before in his life. Like, oh my God.
The entire German class saw it too.
And yeah, there's that. There's mobile games.
Yes.
That
Rec-
gets airplayed a lot.
We recently have been getting an uprising of particularly Ryder.
Playing Clash Royale on the TV.
Yeah, he'll airplay to the TV, and then he'll just play like Clash Royale. And we had,
Vince used to do that with Call of Duty Mobile all the time.
Yeah.
it was pretty funny. Anyways, so now let's make it to our finale, the ramen party.
Oh my goodness.
The ramen party.
This was the second to last day of when.
This was the cherry on top of our last semester, and
We didn't even watch Shrek.
it's
Yeah.
very sad.
That was awesome.
We can watch it at the
We
end
can watch
of
it
school
into this
year.
school year, and you can come.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain this.
Introduction.
The reason why we did this in the first place is because Wyatt took in one day cup of ramen.
A roll of ramen.
Cup of ramen, and I was like, "Yo, can I have that?" And I traded him a bag of chips and like a granola bar for this cup of ramen. I was like, I still got another hour until lunch. I'm not gonna keep this in my pocket. So I opened it up, tore off the styrofoam, and ate it raw. In case you didn't know, it's actually pretty damn good.
It's disgusting.
It's so good.
So
it's,
bad.
It's
so
worse
good.
than like the boiling one.
Edit that out.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Edit that off. Edit
I
that off.
love
Edit
them.
everything
I
I
love
want you to
them.
say.
We are literally next door to the Chinese room also.
I mean,
like, oh my
I
God.
love them, but it's just so easy to not to make fun of them.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Ben, I'm
dying.
so sorry. Move on.
Ben, I am sorry too. It's not me.
Alright, Owen's no longer invited to the podcast.
It's
This
just
is
hard not
first and
to.
last
There's so
podcast.
many expressions.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I ate a thing of ramen, and I go up to Frau after the clash. By the way, she took the ramen halfway through because it was too loud. And
I ate the birthday ramen. And I even told him, Oscar, is this the birthday ramen? He was like, no, it's still on the shelf. We get back to the class and the lid's still torn open and I don't see it on the shelf. I'm f***ing.
Alright, let's
and then I went to say,
Wait, and you came in, and I was like, who took my
Wait,
birthday
wait.
ramen?
Oh,
And then
wait.
you guys acted like
let's
it was
go
something.
back so that people understand what the birthday ramen is. Anyways, so Oscar ate this raw ramen.
pretty damn good.
I disagree. And he just ate it in the middle of class, everybody watching him. Later, I brought in another bowl of ramen. I refused to trade it with Oscar this time, though, because I didn't want him to eat it raw.
It was
So-
Frau Bowman's birthday.
This was Frau Bauman's birthday, so I decided to donate it to Frau. So we kicked Frau out of the room, and we turned the lights off, and we got a birthday candle app
From my phone.
from Oscar's phone. And
Stab
No,
it
it
through
was
the
it
top.
was a GIF from the internet.
yeah, we stabbed his phone in the ramen bowl, and then we invited Frau back in. We sung her happy birthday.
In German.
Sometimes German, other times not. She blew out the candle, and then now the ramen bowl was sitting on the desk, or on top of, above Frau Bowman's
She's
desk.
got a little shelf up there.
Yeah, it has a nice little shelf.
Okay, this piece.
So then we had a,
Fast forward a month later, and I asked Frau, "Hey, can we have a ramen party?" She's like, "Sure." I go.
The next day, both of these.
Me and Wyatt
People.
were already at Deerberg's for something that we were part of, and we were like, "Hey, let's just buy the ramen now." We bought roughly
40.
it was 20.
$20
20.
worth of ramen.
Oh, no, it was $20 worth.
Ben, I have
It
an
was
image.
about-
I'll send you it.
I'll
We
send
have
you it.
a massive amount of ramen. We bring it in, And we just distribute it to the entire class. We even give them to 2 kids in the Chinese class. Someone
Which,
from,
by the way, got me in trouble.
yeah, I got
You gave
found
it
in
to
trouble.
Marquise. What do you expect?
The Chinese teacher got mad, and we also gave some. To Harry Anderson's class.
Yeah, there was a kid named Nathan in Harry Anderson's class.
Michael.
Harry Anderson
Michael.
teaches
It
the.
was
It's Michael.
No, it was Nathan.
It was Michael.
It was
Yeah,
Michael. We
was
gave
it?
it to him. It was Michael.
Oh,
Guilfoyle.
I was talking about. Oh, I'm talking about who I got though. I was delivering some cooked ramen. We cooked all the ramen in the world language lounge.
Office,
Yeah.
which we are
Office,
not
lounge.
supposed to be in.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be in
We
there,
locked
so
for our
some
season at
sub
first.
came in and like kicked us out after just enough time to cook all the ramen.
Oh,
We had like
and
this whole assembly
When she
line
came in to
going
kick us out, I got my own ramen packet and put it in my pocket, thinking, "Oh, well, I forgot about it." And then I got another ramen packet. I'm like, "Oh, I'll just use this in mine." I poured a little on the table. And I snorted some.
You did not snort ramen.
I snorted, and as soon as she opened the door, I was like, "I'm snorting ramen." And she sees 4 boys in here using every single microwave, and a little boy on the table snorting ramen. I snorted a little bit of ramen.
A big man.
Big man, big man.
Anyways, so due to his ramen snorting, I think that we lost a packet of ramen. So we used the ramen from the birthday ramen, or somebody did.
And Frau got really confused.
It was Owen that stole the birthday ramen.
I didn't steal it. I ate it. I'm not sure. Is this the? I ate it, but I didn't steal it.
The birthday
you know?
ramen was cooked, and it was not supposed to be.
If I go
I
into a
asked Oscar.
bakery and just take the cake off
And
of
then
the
get-
shelf and just shove it in my face, am I stealing their cake?
No. Here's what happened. Oscar is the little who stole.
Put a beep noise in there.
Oscar is the little boy who stole the ramen off the cake off the shelf, handed it to me, not knowing it was stolen off the shelf, and my fat little eats it.
Beep that out too, please.
I didn't know it was the birthday ramen.
Well, now I still have a seasoning packet
Yeah,
like on
Yeah,
my room.
because it was in my pocket.
We donated the extra ramen to the birthday ramen.
But now
and
every kid and adult who comes in my room,
And
every
is-
kid, is that a condom? Even my department chair, Herr Anderson, the other day, came into my room. He's like, Frau Bowman.
You got some kind
And
of
I-
laxative. Well, my last day of class, I gave her my extra laxatives I had.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Owen.
Did you actually give it to me?
Yeah, I threw it up.
Is it up there now?
Let's check after the podcast.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was sent to give a box of ramen, or a bowl of ramen, to a kid named Nathan in the juniors class with Harry Anderson. So, he's sitting in the class, and I mosey on in there, and
Why did it say
I
Bosie?
stand there in the corner, and Harry Anderson's presenting something, and I'm like, hi, I'm here to give some ramen
To Michael
to
Guilfoyle.
Nathan. And he's like,
It's Michael Guilfoyle.
what? Okay. So I'm like, okay, thanks, I guess. And I walk over to Nathan. I hand him the cooked ramen. He just kind of stares at me like he wasn't actually expecting the ramen. He asked for it earlier, but I don't know if it was for a joke or for what. Anyways, so I give him the ramen, and then Henderson's like, wait. He like stops me on my way to get out, and he's like, asked me like a bunch of these questions in German just to like freak me out. And like, yeah.
And were you freaked out?
Yes, I was. I
Some
thought that I was
little
about to
boy
like,
walks
get
to
my
his room
first
and puts
attention.
some ramen on the table.
And they like asked for my name, age, grade, etc. And I thought that I was about to like get my booty clapped.
Do we want to edit that out?
No, it's
No.
fine.
It's censored properly.
Anyways, and Nathan got his ramen. Hare was wondering where his ramen was, and I offered to cook him some, and he was like, "No, I just want some." I'm like,
Just
I
offered
don't
you.
understand that, but that's all right. So I go back. Now all the juniors in that class call me Noodle Boy. I made some friends in that class actually.
Good.
Yeah, and Leo. He's a pretty cool
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I'm now known as Noodle Boy.
Yeah, Noodle Boy.
Shut up.
You should call me
Oh.
Littlefinger
I mean,
or Stubby.
not
So
as
I think
bad
I
as-
think that's it.
I think that will conclude our today of Missouri Traffic Experience. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Instagram, check out store.tm.store, and Also,
That ain't like that ain't.
donate to Ryder.
Brought
Please.
to you by NordVPN, not actually.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you. Goodbye.